Hello Aquarius and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements, looking at what you've been through in 2025, where your energy is at right now moving into the new year, and what you need to know and expect in 2026. Friendly reminder that these are general readings and they are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So do please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and to leave what does not. Last thing is that any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading or coaching session with me is in the description box below. All right, Aquarius, we're going to jump on in. We're going to start with overall energy through oracle cards first. So we're going to look at your energy in 2025, what you need to know right now, and then what you need to know and expect moving into 2026. So let's start with this 2025 energy. We'll dive into tarot as we progress with the reading. The point of this reading is to help you find some clarity and guidance to set you up for the best 2026 possible. So let's see what we've got here for you guys. This feels like it's going to be a very specific card because it's taking forever to pull. Don't let your past hold you back. There's a past cycle that keeps showing up in your life, and this cycle very much has shown up in your life in 2025. It's time to release negativity. There are certain things holding you back. Friendships, relationships, beliefs, career paths, I'm not sure. But because it's time to release negativity. I feel like there's a dream or a goal that you've really put on the back burner. And I think that you've experienced maybe like 2025, I feel like was, experiencing some setbacks in regard to a few things. But these setbacks weren't to move you away. I actually feel like those setbacks could be even further back than 2025, actually. But these setbacks aren't to take you away from the things that you desire, but to move you further into alignment with them. And I feel like I'm speaking to a collective that, I don't want to say has given up on a dream or goal, but maybe? Or as like, because this is an energy of settling. Settling for less than what it is that you deserve because you think you have to. Okay, current energy for Aquarius here. Remember, your past is not an indication of your future. What does Aquarius need to know about their current energy here? Hold your vision, and then what do you need to release? Okay, yeah. I said there was something holding you back. The vision that you've had for your life in the past, okay, when it comes, I don't know if it's a goal or a dream or an outcome or something, is still very possible. But there's something that you're holding on to that is very much standing in the way of this. You have surrender to the divine here. It feels like you're holding on to something that you think you have to have because you don't believe anything better can come along. But that's actually blocking better opportunities here. So major setbacks, I feel like that you've been dealing with. And maybe it just felt like every time you were trying to move toward better, something held you back. It's just resistance. It's not truth. And I think we're going to break that down more in this reading. What does Aquarius need to know moving forward? Nothing is yet set in stone. Your future is yours to co-create. You're not, nothing is set in stone, meaning that you're not fated to a certain life or certain experience or certain outcome. You're not destined to be alone forever or destined to struggle financially forever. Like, and I almost feel like there's a lot of belief around this, which has you holding on to things that like aren't necessarily making you happy or fulfilling you, but that are filling a void in a sense. Okay, bear with me, because I feel like you're like, well, I'd rather have this than nothing. You know, this thing, this job or this relationship or whatever. It's, you know, I'm not happy in these spaces. But I've already tried to go after certain things, or I've tried, you know, to have these desires and it didn't work. So that must mean that I can't have those, so I need to settle. And Spirit's saying, no, no, no. No, no, no. What does Aquarius need to know moving forward? Meditate and contemplate, and then believe in the impossible. I'm going to bring, and then, yeah, look at the bigger picture. And then you have your hard work is paying off. 2025 might have been full of setbacks, obstacles, and challenges, but these things weren't to take you away from the possibility. But, you know, so much of co-creation, of manifestation, whatever you want to call it, is less about the thing that you create and more about the person that you become on the journey. And so much of becoming the person we need to be is about facing obstacles and challenges. Those things will always exist. You'll always have obstacles and challenges and fear. And so much of saying yes to what it is we deserve and desire is saying no to what is less than that. But we often say yes to less than what we deserve and desire for a couple of different reasons. One, we don't think we can have anything better because our past has shown us that we can't. Or two, we don't realize how good things can get for us. So we settle for less and we accept less because we think this is it. But Spirit's asking you to break out of certain beliefs, patterns, habits, cycles that are keeping you stuck in places that don't really align with, honestly, what I feel you actually want. And, you know, that don't align with what you deserve either. So I think that 2026 is about remembering your power. That's what I'm gathering from this, because I think that you've been through certain things, maybe recently, you know, in recent years. It doesn't just have to be in 2025. And I'm kind of getting that this maybe was a little bit further back than that have made you feel really powerless. Relationships or experiences that felt like failure that made you feel like, you know, made you feel powerless, made you feel like the things that you desired weren't possible. You made the mistake of believing them. You know, feelings of failure and loss are never destinations, but merely the indication that we're still in the middle of a journey. You're still in the middle of a journey, but it's like you've kind of chosen to stop walking the journey in a way. And I'm not saying you've given up, okay? I feel, but like on a dream or on a goal, it's like you're like, oh, that's not possible, so I might as well. I don't know. Bear with me through this reading because I'm trying to figure out the best way to bring these messages through. I know that it's a very honest message so far. Overall theme of this reading for Aquarius. New moon. This is new beginnings. New cycles. But you got to break out of old cycles to experience new cycles. Psychic. To me, this is like this deep knowing that you're meant for more, that you deserve more, that you're capable for more. Almost like your soul is calling you to more. But I feel like, let me clarify this. Okay, nature spirits. Then jealousy on the bottom. It's like you're looking at, people around you or people who are living the life that you desire, and you're going, why can't that be me? Why can't that be me? Why can't I have those things? You can. You absolutely can. And I really learned that when the universe shows us people who are living the life that we desire, it's not the universe dangling something in front of us and saying, ha ha ha, you can't have this. It's the universe showing us what is possible for us. And I think that right now, there's a need to re-ground yourself in your desires, because I don't know, it's like you're scared to allow yourself to want more, because you're scared of disappointment, because you've been very disappointed in the past. But the past doesn't dictate your future. Everything in our life is a stepping stone to better, to more. And we have to trust that in order to be able to receive the more that's waiting for us. So, I don't know. It's interesting. Let's look at this past energy for you, Aquarius. It's time to release negativity. Don't let your past hold you back. There is so much self-doubt in this energy. Doubting yourself. And you know what? I think that you experienced a lot of things that made you doubt yourself. Setbacks, obstacles, challenges. And it's okay. It's natural to doubt yourself. Okay? That doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. But self-doubt isn't a truth. Eight of Wands in reverse. Eight of Wands in reverse to me is about steps backwards to move you forward. And I've learned that no journey is linear. It's not just like you move forward and all this progress is made. It's very back, forth, left, right, up, down. And I think that something happened that made you feel like you were taking steps backwards. Some sort of ending or some sort of, challenge, obstacle. I don't know. I don't know what it was, but something happened that made you feel like you were losing the opportunity to be in a relationship that you desire, to be loved, abundant, happy, secure, supported, fulfilled, whatever it is. And I think that it was big and it affected you in a lot of ways, that it made you kind of go, I must not, I don't want to, experience this again. I don't want to be disappointed. I don't want to hurt like this again. So it's better to play it safe in some way. It's like, and I don't even know if you know you're playing it safe. Goodness, all of these in reverse. Temperance in reverse. There's so much frustration here. Hierophant upright. And Spirit's saying, yeah, because then the Four of Cups, you got to look at things differently. Your past, or what has happened to this point, is not a reflection of what you deserve or what you're capable of or what's possible for you. It's a reflection of beliefs that you've held to this point. The experiences that we go through are a reflection of beliefs that we carry, and our beliefs aren't necessarily our fault. We're born knowing that we exist, and everything that we believe from that point forward is inherited. It's inherited by the experiences that we have, the relationships that we experience, the love that we do and do not experience, what we're taught our identity is, and what we believe is required of us in order to be successful. All of those beliefs that we start to acquire, from childhood, that's up to the interpretation of our experiences. So what we don't realize is so much of creating the life that we deserve and desire is challenging those beliefs. And we often experience things that almost prove those beliefs correct. I am unlovable. I am not worthy. I am not good enough. I'm not deserving. I can't have those things. I'm not smart enough. I'm not attractive enough. And we go, see, look at that. I knew it. I knew it then and I know it now. And we allow ourselves to then deepen into those beliefs when in reality, this world is a mirror. It's not a truth. It's not showing you what is real and what is true and what's possible. It's showing you what you believe. And when we get honest about that, when we start to go within and start to figure out where do these come from? Where do these beliefs come from? We start to challenge them. We give ourselves the opportunity to create better. But, so much of the time we want to we do allow ourselves to stay stuck in settling and playing it safe because we go, well, I did put myself out there and I got hurt, or I experienced a failure, or I lost, or I hit a dead end, or whatever. And but those things, because every successful person will tell you how many times they fail to pick themselves back up. Every successful person in business and relationships will say, look at my past of failures. Look at these times that I messed up, that I made mistakes, that I didn't get it right. Those aren't proof that I couldn't get here. It was showing me what I needed to learn, how I needed to heal and grow and evolve to get further on the journey. And I think for you, I think it's really hard for you to believe that good things are possible, or that the life that you desire or the outcome that you desire is possible because you have been through so much. But I feel like in 2026, you're being asked to shift that perspective because there's more that's possible for you than you even realize. And I think that this is about remembering your power. What does Aquarius need to know right now? What do you need to release with both your vision? Desires feel out of reach. They always have. They're not out of reach, though. In fact, I think you're closer to them than you even know, but you're so scared. You're so scared of wanting the things that you want because you're so scared of not having them. So it's almost like you've tricked yourself into believing, oh, I'm good alone. I'm good, in this job that I don't love or whatever. It's like, I'm good in this relationship, even though it doesn't make me happy. Like, it's like you've tricked yourself into believing, like, I'm good. But you're not. And there's nothing wrong with being content with where you're at, okay? I'm not saying that you shouldn't be content with where you're at, because finding gratitude and joy with where you're currently at is incredibly important, especially in the process of manifesting. But you also have to be intentional about what you're trying to draw in. And I think right now, it's hard for you to get intentional about your desires because it's hard for you to believe in them. But your power goes far beyond any obstacle, challenge, societal restriction. Yeah, there's the Magician, the limiting beliefs. Aquarius, you've forgotten your power. The Magician with the Eight of Swords, you have forgotten your power. You've forgotten that you are a divine being having a human experience, that you are a divine being capable of co-creation, capable of manifestation. Your thoughts have power, your words have power, your actions have power far beyond what you even understand. You've forgotten your power. But you know what? I like this reading because I think that this is the beginning of you reclaiming it. Your life, your journey is not over. It's just beginning. That's what I'm gathering. That's why you have the new moon. The journey is not over. It's just beginning. And I think that for you right now going into this new year, going into 2026, and although I think New Year's can be really, they can represent a lot, at the end of the day, the shift from, 11:59 in 2025 to midnight in 2026. There's not like all of a sudden things change, right? But I do think that New Year's can be a good time to reset, to set intention. And I think for you, you got to get back to wanting the life that you desire and to allowing yourself to believe that it's possible. Because there's so much ahead of you that you are unaware of at this point. And I think that 2026 it's about remembering who you are and what you're capable of doing. It could be, because when I talk about remembering your power, I think, that can mean a couple of different things. It can mean that you found it and then you lost it, right? Through difficult situations. It can mean maybe you have forgotten it throughout your whole life. Maybe you have that earth life amnesia, where you're kind of blinded by the earth experience, and you're getting back to that spiritual power that's within you. Whatever it is, this is a return to self. What does Aquarius need to know moving forward? Believe in the impossible. Nothing is yet set in stone. Two of Wands. This is about alignment. This is getting back into alignment. And Aquarius, this is going to require you to dream bigger for yourself, for your life. And I'm not saying you shouldn't, I think it's so important. You shouldn't be unhappy with where you're at, okay? I'm not saying that. But I do think that you have, okay, there's the Judgment. You have so much more possibility and capability and potential than I think you're maybe able to see right now. And I think there was a point in your life where you felt good about what was ahead of you, where you were excited about where you were going, where you were headed. And then certain things happened, okay? And like anybody would do in your shoes, I think it's easy to recoil, right? To kind of go, I don't know. I just kind of want to, I want to play it safe because it's easier. Spirit's saying you're meant for more. You're meant to do more. You're meant to experience more. You're not meant to play it safe. Your soul can't handle playing it safe. And there's probably a restlessness that you feel where you're like, this doesn't feel right. This isn't what I want. This isn't what I deserve. And I'm not talking about money and fame. I'm talking about feeling purposeful. Being in situations where you feel valued, where you feel loved and cherished and excited to wake up every single day. There's so much more potential for your life than I just feel like you've forgotten it. And I think you've forgotten it because your life has made you forget it. And that's not your fault, okay? What you've been through and the beliefs that you've inherited because of your past, it's not your fault. But it is your responsibility to take claim over the things that are within your power and your control, your beliefs being the top one. Because you're moving forward to so many, you have so many opportunities ahead of you, but they're yours to claim. They're not just gonna fall in your lap. They're yours to get intentional about, to show up for, to take risks towards. And these opportunities feel very impossible for you right now because of the reality that you have been and maybe are currently experiencing. Though I feel at the end of this year, you're kind of starting to see it a little bit more open than you have in the past. And I think you've been through things that have made you kind of open a little bit more. But this is, this energy right here, this is the energy of reclaiming. Especially with this Judgment and the Knight of Wands. This is breaking through the BS, breaking through the fear, seeing things below the surface as they are, not through illusion, and then acting on it. Knight of Wands is about risk. It's about vulnerability. It's about putting yourself out there. It's being willing to be heard again. Because I will say, when you want to create relationships, when you want to be successful, it's about just constantly being open to the potential of failure, to the potential of getting hurt. It doesn't mean you're always going to experience that. But if you stop putting yourself out there, if you stop going after those things because you're afraid of what could happen, because you're looking at your future through the lens of your past, then you're going to guarantee that things are going to stay the way that they always, that they have been and will be to this point. So this is about remembering your power. And it's exciting, but it's challenging because it is requiring you to get honest. But I do think that I'm speaking to a collective that has a lot of awareness. And I think that I'm probably not telling you anything you don't know. Just maybe you don't want to look at or see or deal with because you're like, I've been through enough and I'm tired. But yeah, you have certain things holding you back. This is about remembering your power, moving away from things that aren't serving you. People, situations, relationships, circumstances, and believing in the whole your world is your oyster thing. Because it really is. It really is. You do have the power to create a life beyond your wildest dreams. I mean, and everybody does. That power of co-creation does not just exist among the lucky few. Everybody has that power. The book The Secret by Rhonda Byrne, it talks about this in a lot of ways. I think that book does focus more on, gaining material possessions, but the core message of it, the power that exists within all of us to create the things that we desire, it exists, it's there. But I'm going to hop on over to the extended. We're going to dive deeper into this, looking at what you need to do right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self. So diving more into some tangible advice. And then I've got an advice card I'm going to pull at the very end with my postcards from Spirit deck. Thank you so much, Aquarius, as always, for your support of my channel. I do obviously hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, I wish you nothing but love and healing and all of the wonderful things you deserve and desire on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Aquarius.